Lord, I pray time and time again. Lord, I'm tryna win. Best friend from my high school years. At the time like Ben, that she always had my best interest. Guess it wasn't real. Told my mother the whole story. She said, boy, you a gullible man. See that look up. What's good, world? Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast. This is episode 3. And this is the first time I got a guest, y'all. The one and only, man. A father, entrepreneur. What's the call? Creative, ultra creative. Let's get that out of there. Producer, Lazy A Beats. How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm chilling, bro.
We here, man. We here, y'all. I try to tell y'all, man. We bringing the best of the best, man. How's life? How's everything going? For the most part, how about this? Who are you, though? Because the people, I've been getting this a lot in the DMs. Who are you?
Who am I?
If you had to, summarize your life, who are you? I know it's like a broad question.
That's a big question, bro. You hit me with the big one first.
Who are you? What's your life? How have you been?
I'm just a producer, man.
You're a producer?
Yeah, that's it. Producer. I just be in the basement. You know how it is. I just work. I'm in the basement, locked in, ready to work. That's it, bro. I mean,
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Just trying to be more creative, I guess. You help with that a lot, bro.
I appreciate that. My next question would be, man, how, for a person that's trying to be like a creator, because everybody not creative, for the most part. A lot of us, we start off as creators, right? Like me and you, we like natural creators. What would be like some advice, some steps to give people that's like not so creative, that just going step by step? How do you become more creative, you think?
You just gotta do it. That's the thing. Yeah, you can follow the steps. That's fine. But once you get the steps down, now you just got to do it. That's the thing. It's just doing it. It's the hard part.
I feel you.
Once you do it enough, then you can expand your creativity. Follow the basic step. That's fine. But the creativity comes when you have the knowledge of the basics.
I be trying to tell y'all, man. A lot of people do just say, you do just gotta do it, man, sometimes.
You have to.
Sometimes you gotta do it. So my next question would be, what inspires you to do it then? What inspires you? How do you get up in the morning and be like, I need to be creative today?
Besides money?
Yeah, besides
besides money, I think I just have a need, bro. It's like an itch, you know? It's, if I don't do it, I feel weird. Like I don't feel like me.
Man.
You know, it sounds crazy, but if I don't do it, I don't feel like me. The main thing obviously is financial, right? Everyone wants the financial gain, but to just put stuff out there and be creative feels a lot better than the financial gain up front, at least, right? Everyone, I'm hoping eventually to get paid on the back end, somewhere, somehow, but to just be able to formulate something and have what I feel in me be out in the world, that's almost more than enough for someone to be able to tap my brain without me even knowing them. Is way more than enough.
I got you.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. That's good. So are you, for example, are you being creative to become one of the greats, or is it just something you like to do?
Since I started making beats, I always said I wanted to be like a cult classic, have a smaller following that really, really wants the next thing,
a next drop,
as opposed to millions. As I've gotten older and things have changed, right? I would like millions of people to hear me. I know that out of millions of people, not all of them are gonna like you.
Yeah.
So I guess the cult classic thing still stands, where it's okay, there's only 100,000 people waiting for a Lazy A drop instead of 10 million. And I would be cool with that. That would be fine.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. What's crazy too though, I agree, bro, because I be thinking if you could get that, that type of following, even if it's we be talking about this all the time, even if it's 100 people that truly rock with you, compared to you could have 1 million people and it's ain't nothing going on for real.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
100 people is better than 0 too.
That's
the
man.
thing. I would rather have 1 listener than 0.
Bro,
You know?
and listen, you don't get no listeners if you don't do it. And to take it out of like music terms, like if you don't start that business or that idea you thinking about, bro, you got no eyes.
Facts.
Like you don't stand a chance. I use the analogy of like Steph Curry shooting 3-pointers, y'all, in the gym. Imagine if he never started shooting.
He would have never made a 3-pointer, bro.
It'd be no 3-pointers made,
right?
Bro. Like, bro, you just gotta start a lot of the time. So musically, right? Let's get into this music, man.
All right.
Musically, what inspires the music? Like any groups, people, greats, people now.
When I first started, right, was like the era of Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane, OJ the Juice Man, like mixtapes, right?
Mixtape,
and that was what inspired me to initially start that. Like, y'all want to make this. That's where my name came from too. Was the OJ the Juice Man song, the quarter break, half a break. Hey, okay, that's where my name came from. The A in my name, at least, right?
Yeah.
So that was my initial inspiration, and then you grow up, you start listening to pop punk, rock, heavy metal, EDM, all those things every day are what I listen to still. Like every genre, give or take a couple country songs.
Yeah.
But as of right now in 2025, it's a lot of Memphis rap. Tommy Wright the Third, 3 6 Mafia, like all those people combined with the EDM that I've always listened to is like the mix now that really makes it, really makes it a new thing and makes me want to keep doing it. Like mixing genres makes me want to keep doing it.
Mixing genres. So this is like, bro, what I'm about to say is very subjective. Like, because everybody got different answers. If some aliens came down, right, and you had to pick one artist to like basically show off the human race, like our best of the best of all time, dead or alive, who you picking? You only can pick one person. Who you got?
Man, you're dropping the hard one.
Who you got, bro?
One person, the greatest artist of all time.
Like some aliens come down, who your best artist? If they trash to us, it's over. We like deleting the earth. Like they can't be for you though, because it's gonna be subjective to everybody. Who you got, bro?
There's so many, bro.
But we cancel.
There's so many, bro. Oh my god, bro. There's so many. I would have to say, if I'm just gonna give you an answer, just boom, it got to be Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh, I didn't think you were gonna say that.
You thought I was gonna say somebody like Michael Jackson?
I didn't know who you was gonna say, bro. I didn't know who
Hendrix, bro. It's just
Jimi Hendrix.
I think with the era that he came up in, and like the struggles of that time and things like that, we're doing it again in 2025. But we don't have a Jimi Hendrix in 2025.
No, we don't.
So, yeah, if aliens came down and I could bring Jimi Hendrix back to life and be like, hey, listen to this. You'll understand a lot of why 2025 is the way it is because of his music in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
It would make sense to them, I feel like. And he sounds...
That's a good pick, bro. That's a great pick. No,
his music sounds alien to people that don't listen anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I showed someone who never heard a Jimi Hendrix song, they probably wouldn't like it up front. But understanding who he is, a left-handed guitar player playing upside down on a right-handed guitar... Yo, that's alien.
Yeah.
That's alien.
Everybody not doing that.
So I think that, I think he would really save our universe.
That's
Earth,
tough, bro. Lazy working with some stuff. Quick break, y'all, though, but appreciate the love and support on this episode. This gonna be my official ad, yo. This is my ad. Even though I don't got no ad, I don't got no sponsor. This is it, though. Back to the show. Little interruption, y'all, but we back with episode 3. I had a question. It slipped in my mind. Let's go, man. That's what it is. On to the next question. What is your favorite cover art of yours?
Ooh, that's hard. I've made a lot.
Because we be going crazy with the cover art.
Yo,
Or how about this? Your process of a cover art.
My process of a cover art?
Yeah, what's your process?
It depends, right? If I want to be on it, I usually don't make it. If I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be on the cover art this time, I usually don't make it at all. Cause then I'm like, nah, I don't really want to be on the cover art, right? Like, but low key, Pinterest is a savior.
They go crazy on there.
Pinterest, and then the little sticker thing from iPhone, savior, bro. Said just boop boop. And I get it's not my picture or whatever, right? But get an image, put some font on it, make it blurry and old looking, like 90s, maybe late 2000s, early 2000s, and that's usually it, bro. It's usually a religious figure or a lowrider or something, aesthetically pleasing looking, whether it applies to the song or not. Because I like when people look at cover art and then they hear the song and the cover art doesn't seem like it applies. But then eventually you're like, yeah, okay, it does apply. Like, it does work out. Your brain just has to connect the dots first. You have to hear the whole song before the cover art makes sense sometimes.
Okay, so do you think a cover art should be like on a more simpler side or complex? Because there was one time I had a friend that said, I edit my cover arts too much, which I was like, how's that even possible? What you think? How you feel about that? Simple or like go crazy?
That is like situational, right? I would say if you have a song that's very complex, go with a simple cover art. If you have a simple song, do an over complex cover art. Or vice versa. I mean, I guess it just, I would say it kind of goes off how you feel about the song, right? So if you feel like the song is sporadic and there's a lot of stuff going on, that's kind of how the cover art will reflect. Or if you feel like it's very just basic up front, then the cover art will or should reflect, I guess.
That's smooth.
But the subject in the cover art doesn't have to match the music. I think that's where people get it mixed up.
So you think it could be like, if it's a happy song, you could put like some sad stuff?
Yeah,
I never
for
thought
sure.
about it like that.
Because even within the happiness, it still could evoke a sad emotion in someone else. Everyone can hear a happy song, right? I mean, it's Outkast.
You
think
right.
Ooh, that is literally a sad song, bro. It's not a good song.
You're right.
But it's Hey Ya with go-go dancers and people clapping and dancing around, right? It's the dichotomy of happy and sad.
Yeah.
So if you have a sad song, but you're smiling on the cover, you can still find the happiness within the sad.
I see what you're saying.
So I like them not to match, because then it almost leaves consumer interpretation up to the consumer.
So then now they got to...
I'm not telling you what to feel. You're figuring it out on your own.
And that leads into my next question.
All right.
I remember the question, yo. I remember. It just can't, because we started rolling.
Right.
We started rolling. So I said Whitney Houston, Prince, even Elvis, the Beatles, right? It's, at least to me, it seems as if like the old generation, like they music sounded more like real, authentic. What changed? What made it like 2025? I'm gonna be real, yo. It just seemed like everybody copying everybody. What changed?
It didn't.
You don't think it changed?
You got to look at people like JPEG Mafia. You got to look at people like Kendrick Lamar on occasion.
Okay.
Right? On occasion. More underground artists. Yeah, they may have 1 million streams, but they're not popular to everybody. Those are the people that are authentically them. You have your Drakes and your Eminems and all these super famous people, household names that everybody knows, that are done experimenting. They're done.
You right.
They're going to make what they're going to make.
Because it's a hit.
Because it's a hit. They're going to get it. People like, when Childish Gambino was making music for real, he was experimenting, mixing Indian hip-hop. Chance the Rapper, a big experimenter with gospel, choir, band, like big band hip-hop. But it was an experiment, right? So all these forefathers of music, Whitney Houston, Jimi Hendrix, Santana, all these people were literally just like, this is me.
Yeah.
But they were experimenting. We wouldn't have the Brick in the Wall album if Pink Floyd wouldn't have experimented.
So you saying we gotta just experiment?
Everyone just has to do something.
That's how we get back to like the big dogs.
Yeah, you have to figure out something that doesn't sound like anything.
Michael Jackson said that too.
Try to do that in 2025.
He did say that.
I just heard a JPEG Mafia and Flume album.
Ooh.
Bro, it don't sound like anything. It sounds like nothing I've ever heard. And I've listened to Flume and I've listened to JPEG Mafia. And it doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard in my life.
That's what I would say, and I was just talking to my girl about this. That's what I like about SoundCloud specifically.
Yeah.
It's like people just be like mashing and just like
just doing whatever.
Bro, like I heard Kendrick Lamar on like a country song, and it was like probably never would happen, but like, bro, I'm like
the SoundCloud community made it happen.
Bro,
yeah.
SoundCloud, bro, they gotta stop sleeping with them SoundCloud people. Them like music gods.
Some of it is annoying. It's definitely a meme. It's a meme and annoying, but some of it is like it changes the culture of underground music. You can't get that on Apple Music, bro, for real. Yeah, you can't get that on Spotify for real. Especially if you're sampling. Like, Bandland, bro. There's an album based off of Kanye West's Dark Twisted Fantasy or whatever. Yeah, Dark Twisted Fantasy. Yeah, Dark Twisted Fantasy. That is, the artist just destroyed the audio files.
They just went crazy.
But it sounds like a new thing. You can tell there's hints of Kanye in there. But it sounds like a completely new thing. And you can't do that. That's illegal. In the eyes of streaming services. But Bandcamp, Bandcamp. They're like, yeah, you sell it, do whatever you want. You know, I mean, there's no one in the mainstream that is experimenting at all. Realistically. That's a bold statement.
And bro, hey man, that'd be kind of slight hard to debate.
Since Big Steppers, when have you heard an experimental album that hit #1? Be honest.
Big Steppers was good.
And it was experimental jazz, new soul.
I got nothing, bro.
Right.
Yeah, usually everybody's sticking to like,
they're sticking to trap, hip hop,
or like if they're R&B artists, they just stick to R&B.
West Side Gun, experimenter.
Yeah.
He experiments.
So on a new EP?
Anything.
Anything?
He's got 500 albums.
I didn't know that.
He's got a bunch. It may not be 500, but it's a bunch. He has standout voice, standout beats. The conductor's a crazy producer, bro. He knows how to pick a beat for a person. He hears the person's last song, and he's like, yeah,
and just
they can be on
the
this.
next one.
And they're experimenting. Yeah. Griselda and Fashion Rebel and all that, going crazy. Experimenting.
All right, y'all. Last question of episode 3. Last question of episode 3. When is the EP coming out?
That's how you. That's how you.
We need
you tell me, bro.
Yo, this man lazy holding us up. It ain't me. That been asking me.
Bro.
It's him.
He got folders of beats.
I got folders of beats. He said, you can't drop it, bro. I said, I have to. They waiting on me. He said, you can't do it, bro. You can't do it. Hey, y'all. I appreciate the love, y'all. My first time interviewing somebody. Shout out to Lazy 8 Beats. Shout out to Chris, man, behind the scenes, man, and everybody else involved. We appreciate the love and support. This is episode 3, y'all. Check out Lazy 8 Beats on all his platforms. It's Lazy 8 Beats on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify. What else you got?
Don't forget the underscore and the money sign at the end.
Underscore. We're going to put it on the screen.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on the screen. Lazy 8 underscore.
Lazy underscore AYE Beats with a money sign.
Gotcha. We're going to put it on the screen.
All right.
We're going to put it on the screen. We appreciate the love and support, y'all. Episode 3. Patreon. Emmanuel Bean, y'all, on Patreon. Just look your boy up, man. Appreciate the love. Episode 3. Peace.
Lord, I pray time and time again. Lord, I'm tryna win. Best friend from my high school years. At the time, like Ben, thought she always had my best interest. Guess it wasn't real. Told my mother the whole story. She said, boy, you a gullible man. See that look up.